The leatherback sea turtle is a species of marine turtle virtually unchanged since they began swimming the world's oceans 110 million years ago. Embodiment of the mysteries of survival and a cultural icon, they navigate across thousands of kilometers of entire ocean basins, dive as deep as 1,280 meters for food, and can stay down for up to 85 minutes. The only remaining member of their original family, they are now critically endangered. These wonderful creatures have survived for millennia because of a uniquely heavy but leathery and flexible inky blue carapace that is ridged along the back, which protects them, as well as giving them a more hydrodynamic structure. Leatherbacks have a very strong sense of smell and sight, and they can detect an enemy from a distance, and they can use claws against attack. They propel themselves forward with their front flippers in a swimming-like motion, averaging close to 2.5 kilometers per hour as they traverse the longest migration pattern between breeding and feeding areas of any sea turtle, average 6,000 kilometers each way. Through an unusual set of adaptations, they can maintain warm body temperatures in cold water and travel in tropic and temperate waters. But their transoceanic routes through the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans and the Mediterranean Sea, as far north as Canada and Norway, and as far south as New Zealand and South America, are largely unknown. And where the hatchlings feed in the deep ocean is still a mystery. Now they die in the thousands, thrown away as bycatch by the fishing industry and killed for oil, food, leather, and jewelry. Developed coastlines eliminate habitat. Changing sea temperatures impact hatchling sex ratios and species survival. Polluted oceans destroy the gelatinous zooplankton and other soft-bodied creatures that are their food. In a documentary, I watched the huge female. Some grow to 1.8 meters and weigh as much as 680 kilograms. Laboriously drag herself with her front flippers from the tropical ocean's edge to a safe nesting place in the same beach where she herself was hatched, the only time she will ever return to land. Sand flying through the air, she digs a body pit with her front flippers and then a smaller egg chamber with her back flippers, where she will lay 4 to 7 egg clutches of 40 to 90 billiard ball-sized eggs over a month's time. She covers the nest with sand, packing it down with rear flippers, and then throws more sand around with her front flippers to help disguise the body cavity and nest. After the last clutch is laid, she returns to her ocean home, but her trail from nest to ocean is unmistakable. Hatched en masse after 60 days, the babies make a frantic multi-night rush to deep water, feeding on leftover egg yolk. 1 in 1,000 from the hundreds of clutches laid in the sand survives predators from land, sea, and air. I see a mother begin her long journey back to her breeding grounds. She swims through a bay where fishermen have worked their gills for nets for so many years, the practice is like a myth. It's their heritage, change, never considered. Her flippers can only propel her forward. She cannot reverse, is entangled in netting and cannot back out to save herself. Most die, 8 a day, in only one of many gill nets with many small fishermen in the small area. Thousands die in commercial operations. In this small Trinidadian bay, marine biologists attached a satellite telemetry device on a female turtle's back so that migratory routes and habitat can be used to identify and ways to help them survive can be devised. The women and men of the team talk with the fishermen as they work with the turtles, explain what is happening to them worldwide, show them how best to free the enmeshed turtles and mend their nets, and discuss the possibility of other methods of fishing. They take their time. I find her in myself. Each of us embody stories of survival We humans haven't been around for nearly as long as the leatherback turtles, but we do share some durable characteristics. Turtles and humans have millennia of experience and learning. Each of us has a long history of strength and endurance, and now the tension and mystery of balancing old and new ways of resourcefulness so that we can survive. Turtles have survived without us and our questions since before we inhabited the earth. Considering that in a few short years we have brought them and ourselves to the brink of extinction, is it really us they need now? Can this pattern be rewoven? Turtles can no longer swim far enough or deep enough to escape from us, and they cannot swim backwards. Humans are the first predators that have made reversing an evolutionary necessity for them. Who knows how long in the evolutionary scheme of things this may take? They clearly don't have time to adapt to the conditions that threaten their survival now. Some of us, like the scientists I saw, hope that learning more about them will help them live in a world we now must share. Others are trying to help the turtles disentangle from the mess we unknowingly created for them in our search for food. Observing the leatherback turtle's dilemma and our efforts to enable our coexistence, I wonder, can humans learn to reverse course before we are inextricably entangled in a way of life that may lead to our extinction? Not to go back to a utopian way it was, but to move towards the largely and scarily unknowable way it could be. It is said that we humans are the first species to realize how we impact our environment, ourselves, and other species worldwide. We have learned to reach out to each other all over the world at lightning speed. What are we saying to each other that will begin the long task of disentangling us from the nets of destruction we have woven around ourselves? Can we, like the turtle hatchlings, dive deep into the mysterious places that feed us until we are able to offer a way forward? I am a jumble of fascination and frustration, of despair enmeshed in a deep caring. I live with and try to understand the ways we misuse or ignore our knowledge from the past. Balancing my sadness and a debilitating sense of defeat is hope that we will piece together new learning and old knowledge to weave the unforeseeable future we must plan for as best we can. We can reflect on the ways our elders have charted a course through centuries of turbulence to get us this far. We can be mindful of the nurturing motherline reaching back millennia and feeding us forward. And we must trust the passion, exuberance, and love of our grandchildren.